Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Targeted Loot today for August 31st, the series that shows you the Targeted Loot map, farming tips and tricks, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing the subscribe and like buttons below, and check out the video description for all named gear and weapons if you need it. Also, check out the pinned comment section below for the Discord link and how to join the Shadow Crew clan on PC, Xbox, and PS4. Thanks, agents. So let's get started with the Dark Zones first, and the highlights from the Dark Zone vendors this week, then DC, then New York last. So in the DZ West, we got Emperor's Guard. That's rolled with skill damage and a skill tier. And then of course we got 511 in DZ West today, but nothing that's a DZ exclusive or worth farming for. Then in DZ South, we got the Door Kicker's Knock with weapon damage and skill haste rolled onto it. Once again, like DZ East, West, and now South today, there's nothing really good to farm for or a DZ exclusive. And then DZ East, there is the Hollow Man Mask with hazard protection and an armor roll. Alright guys, highlights for the north side. We got assault rifles at Camp White Oak. Now you can farm for the Chameleon, which is the exotic assault rifle. The Burnout, which is a named FAMAS. You can also farm for the top tier assault rifles like the FAMAS, Carbine 7. My favorite, the military AKM. And the Police M4, G36s. Those are all really good top tier assault rifles. I'd definitely try farming for one of those as well rolled as you can get. Grupo Sombro at the ballpark. So first piece is for the DPS build. Second piece would be for an explosive skill damage build. Knee pads at the amusement park. You can get the Fox's Prayer knee pads. You can get the Sawyer's knee pads. And then of course the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads. Now that gives you 25% bonus to bonus armor. And then of course you get the reload right away when you do it, a cover to cover or vaulting over something. The Fox's Prayer knee pads are extremely important. The Contractor's Gloves you don't have to have in your build, but it's highly recommended for a DPS build to have damage to targets at a cover on your weapon and those Fox's Prayer knee pads. With that 10% you get plus another 10% on a weapon, that's 20% damage to targets at a cover. That's a multiplicative damage, and it's actually more important than crit hit damage. And then chest pieces at Manning National Zoo. That'd be the Tardigrade armor. That's an exotic chest piece, and that's definitely worth farming for as well. And then Kinley College is available for just today at the time of this recording. So if you really want to go and try to farm something there, that's up to you. But I really think they need to repurpose this content for something else, because I don't know anyone out of the 350 plus friends I have on Uplay that ever touched this, or any of my subscribers. If you do, comment in the comment section below on what you think about Kinley College, and if you ever even go there, especially after you got the Diamondback, which you can now just get from rifle targeted loot. Alright agents, so let's get the highlights for the west side. We have assault rifles again, but in West End, so if you want to farm these control points over here in the open world, you do have a little bit more chance to get more loot when you farm open world usually. Usually it drops a little bit more loot than running a mission, so you could farm the open world instead of over here at Camp White Oak. You got holsters over here at Federal Emergency Bunker, so that's the Imperial Dynasty holster. And then the Forge holster, which gives you 50% extra shield health. That's like adding an entire skill tier to your shield. China Light at Downtown West, and over here at Constitutional Hall, that's at 15% explosives damage. Great for explosive skill damage builds. Honestly, it's like a mandatory to run with them. Submachine guns at Foggy Bottom. You can farm the Lady Death, refarm the Chatterbox, and if you don't know how to get the Chatterbox, I'll put my video on that. It's about 5 minutes long in the top right card right now, and that'll help you guys out for sure. And then gear sets over here at the Potomac Event Center. Anything but System Corruption, which is DZ exclusive, but it's worth it for that armor percent on kill that you get from the two pieces. You could definitely run that. And then Foundry Bulwark, and then the Future Initiative chest and backpack pieces are still tied behind the raid. And Hana Yu at Roosevelt Island. Now, that's for the Force Multiplier backpack. It's a named backpack that's Hana Yu that has perfect combined arms. It goes great with the turret drone build and a lot of other skill damage builds and some DPS builds. So that's always worth farming for it. If you can, I would farm it on Legendary today, since it is a Legendary mission. We also have Murakami at District Union on the Legendary, and then pistols as well if you're interested. You got Seska at Lincoln Memorial if you need that 10% crit hit chance. And like I said in my last video, you don't entirely need Seska once you're probably watch level 800 or so. So it's up to you though. Just know that you want to get up to 60% crit hit chance before you stack anything into crit hit damage. So always be on the lookout for that. You got Petrov at Tidal Basin if you want those Contractor's Gloves with 8% damage to armor. And then gloves at DARPA Research Labs. That's a Black Tusk mission, so if you need those BTSU gloves, they have a higher drop rate chance from Black Tusk NPCs. And then Golan gear for that 10% status effects from the first piece of the brand bonus. That's always great to run with an Eclipse Protocol build. I actually have one of those, and I'll throw it in the top right card right now. And then masks over here at the White House. You can get the Coyotes mask, the Vial mask, and the Punch Drunk mask with 20% headshot damage baked in. It goes great with a Headhunter build or a Dodge City holster build. Alright guys, now let's go over the highlights for the east side. We got Sokolov Concern at Downtown East. If you do the Demolition Site XP farm, which I have a video on that as well, I would farm this area if you're looking for Sokolov Concern and you're just trying to XP farm. Now, Sokolov Concern, like I always say, you can replace Providence Defense 3-piece with 3-piece Sokolov Concern if you're running an SMG as your primary or secondary weapon. So always keep that in mind. If you're running an SMG, always run Sokolov Concern instead of Providence Defense. You got MMRs at Grand Washington Hotel, so you want to find something like the White Death, or you can also farm that Elk's Long Stick with Perfect Ranger on it. Those are two really top tier MMRs. And then Murakami for that 10% skill duration, and you can farm it on Legendary for the best rolls possible. Providence Defense at Federal Triangle. Now, remember that gives you headshot damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage for the 3 pieces. It's usually mandatory for a DPS build if you're not running an SMG, and you can get the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon on it as well. Douglas and Harding at Jefferson Trade Center. You can get the Punch Drunk mask with that 20% headshot damage, and you can get the Coyotes mask because Coyote, the boss at the end, will drop it usually. Like anything else, it's all RNG. And then rifles at American History Museum. Now, the classic M1A is still best in slot for sure. Now, the best talents I run on it for damage is Boomerang, which is my favorite, Ranger, which is probably my second favorite, and then Rifleman if you can land a lot of consistent headshots. You got Air and Space Museum. You can get the Bullet King and the Pestilence, which are the exotics, and what's on the thumbnail. Definitely worth farming for the Bullet King. I got a good buff in TU10, so it's worth farming for a DPS build. And you can get all sorts of named LMGs. The Good Time with Perfect Fast Hands, the new Reliable. There's a few other ones I can't remember off the top of my head, but if I can remember them or if anyone else remembers them, drop a comment in the comment section below and let other people know. It really helps people out. And then gear system mods in Southwest. I'll show you the No Hope Hotel in the top right card right now. Now, that's a great XP farm, but if you need a good gear system mod, like 12% crit hit damage mods, or the 6% crit hit chance, whatever mod you might need, they're totally worth it. You can run mods on 3 pieces. That gives you over 30% usually on whatever it is that you have a mod on. If you can get that maxed out, it always makes a really big difference in your build. And then Overlord if you want to farm Fox's Prayer and you're not having a good time doing the knee pads. Honestly, I would farm Overlord over knee pads because it's the brand that you want, and it's more likely to drop from Overlord. It lowers the large pool of things you can get, because if you don't want Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads and Sawyer's knee pads, then you just farm Overlord so you can get that Fox's Prayer knee pads right away. Anyway, agents, let's go ahead and check out what we got in New York City as the targeted loot, and then I'll let you guys go. Alright agents, so today in New York City we got shotguns at Battery Park. That's the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun. Also the Marine Super 90 and the custom M870 are great top tier shotguns that you should definitely run. Gear system mods at Pathway Park, you can run that instead of doing the XP farm area, but I would just run that whole area open world. You're more likely to get something better running it on heroic, but it's all personal preference like most of this stuff is. On you at Wall Street, you can farm this for the Force Multiplier backpack today, and you get a chance to get the Bullet King as well, because Wall Street's one of the missions with a Rikers boss at the end, and the Rikers bosses always have that chance to drop a Bullet King as well. Got Golan gear at 2 Bridges. You can run that. I mean, you probably don't want to run it over there at the Pentagon. And then Raw the Holdings at Civic Center. That's always great for a Headhunter build. I always run 2 pieces on my Headhunter build, and I'll probably be posting that build soon too. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section below for sure. And that's pretty much it for New York City. There's nothing else I see that's really worth farming for, or you can farm in DC or New York City. It's all personal preference. Alright agents, well that was the targeted loot for today, August 31st. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. Click the join button below for further support of my dream of being a full-time content creator, and check out the Discord and clan links in the pinned comment section below as well. Take care agents, and be sure to stay tuned for more daily videos and much more. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in the next video.